Yo, haha, Miltnificent. What is good, YouTube? Your boy Miltnificent coming back with another quick video. Today we got the AE1 Low Nicks Gift on the Miltnificent channel. Stick around and I'll tell you why. I felt like if you had specific colorways on the Low series that it kind of replicates something that Nike did not too long ago regarding the Nike SB Dunk series, but I'll get into that momentarily. And if you don't know the story behind the whole Nicks Gift, and I'm glad that Adidas renamed the shoe just because I didn't like the whole blue burst or anything like that. Anthony Edwards, paying homage to his friend, Nick Maddox. I felt like that was something that I haven't seen in a sneaker community at all. You know, somebody that gets a sneaker contract and then kind of pays homage to his friend. And his friend's been there since day one. If you've been seeing the Adidas commercials, he's basically been the spokesperson in the commercials. So for him to get his own shoe in his favorite colorway, that whole iridescent kind of UNC bluish colorway, I felt like that was good. Another thing I like about this release is the fact that Adidas kept the price point the same, even though they gave you the iridescent. They actually gave you the plastic 3M paneling with the extra laces and still kept the price consistent with their normal or regular other AE1 Low releases or Anthony Edwards 1 Low releases. So with that said and done, man, I'm going to do that whole lace swap. But let's take a look at this. This is a shoe that I have been looking at for a minute. I think Anthony Edwards, if I'm not mistaken, debuted this against the Lakers. And I felt like it was one of those things where, once you get the shoe in hand, it's a game changer. And it actually reminded me of the iridescent kind of effect that they did, or the two-tone color effect that they did on the All-Star mid-release. So I'd be curious to see how they're going to do or execute this one, because some people are saying when they got theirs in hand, it was kind of a mixed reaction. People didn't really know, how to react towards the colorway. But for me, this is a no-brainer, and I felt like this is probably one of the better colorways. So with that said and done, man, AE1 Low, at least Nicks Gift, you can see right here, size 13, with the whole ant hill logo. You can see right there, the whole AE. I think that this design is very creative, so I can't wait to see what they do with the Anthony Edwards 2 series, which should be coming out, from what I understand, next year. But for right now, let's just kind of enjoy the whole Anthony Edwards 1. Let me just take this out real quick, because, man, okay, I already see it. I see it already, man. This is nice. Whew. Okay, let's take this down, put this down right here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, man, listen, let me take a look at this for the first time. Some subtle changes that they did with the Low, and I'll show you some differences. This is the Moral, and this is the AE1 Slime. So I had to, in the past, kind of find laces that actually matched the shoe, which kind of sucked. In this case, because this one actually comes with the actual extra laces, I can kind of put them all together. So I'll do that kind of later on in the video. You'll probably see that later on in the video with this having the whole lace swap. But one of the differences that I saw with this that I felt like it was good, they kept everything pretty much subtle in terms of the TPU or the generator supportive wing that you see kind of towards the upper. It's definitely stretchable by design. If you're doing your cuts and things like that, the amount of pressure that you put towards the sides is able to kind of cave in. That's the whole point of this design. And actually, I do like that textile upper. I get that this is black, but I know that they are experimenting, or I'm not sure if they're actually going to do it, but it's kind of like what they were going to initially release, which was like a Christmas colorway. And it didn't have the black textile upper, but it had the blue. So it was kind of like a blue and blue release, and it looked like this. But hey, listen, I'll take either or, and your boy is definitely happy. They definitely gave you that whole light boost technology that's integrated within the shoe with the aggressive herringbone that they put towards the bottom, which just has kind of like a rubber style that you can see right there. But this shoe in general, they made some tweaks to it that I like. So if you look on a normal Low for the AE1, you would see that Ants logo is specifically on the tongue. They usually put it on the front. In this case, it's on the back for this release, just because they put Nick's signature on the actual tongue, which I thought was actually pretty dope. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, let me see, I think they actually put it on the sock liner as well. So if you look at a normal Anthony Edwards sock liner, at least in the low series, let me see if I can take this one out. They normally put his logo towards the heel portion. So it's going to look something similar to this. And you normally see it this way in the low series. And this is from the Moral release. But this one, they have Nick's signature, at least his initials, on the actual design. And I act like, you know what, honestly, when I saw that, it was just one of those things like, wow, they really put some creative touches to it to kind of make it his own. And in fact, it's one of those things where I'm actually thinking about collecting different colorways as they keep coming out, because there's more AE1 lows are supposed to release next year. But this by far is my favorite. Now, before we do that whole on feet and the lace swap and things like that, you can see right here with the 3M paneling that I was talking about, or at least I mentioned earlier, and it does have its own reflection. There is breathability both on the medial and lateral side, which you'll also see right here displayed. But I am fascinated over the whole iridescent colorway, that you can definitely see a two-tone effect where it transitions from blue and slightly transitions to kind of like a light purplish, or maybe it's a pinkish. It depends. You'll see it when you get the shoe, or if you plan on getting the shoe. But you can see it when you bend it a certain way. You can actually see like that whole two-tone effect again, like the All-Stars that I pulled out earlier. But comment below, man. Let me know, what do you think about Nick's Gift Anthony Edwards 1 Low Series? Again, this is what I was kind of mentioning earlier before we actually do the on feet and the lace swap. If you have the Boros, at least the AE1 Low, right, and then you have the AE1 Low Slime, if you're looking at all three shoes, and it should kind of look familiar to a certain point. Let me actually get these, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's interesting that they decided to do these three colorways, because if you recall, Nike did a project back in December last year, aka the whole, let me see if I can see it right here. We go. So if you recall the Nike SB Dunk Low, the Powerpuff Girls, this being Buttercup, it's funny that you kind of have those same colorways in the AE1 Low series, right? So you do have, you got Buttercup, you got Blossom, and now you have Bubbles. So I just thought that it's one of those things. And honestly, when I pulled this out, I looked at it, my collection, and I'm like, wait a minute now. This colorway looks kind of familiar when you combine them together. So, I mean, you kind of have the Powerpuff collection of the AE1 Low series if you have all three colorways. I thought that was a little dope. But your boy Miltnificent, man, let's do that on feet and the lace swap for Anthony Edwards Nick's Gift. I felt like, again, you got to be a good friend to really to give somebody their own shoe, right, as a friend or a spokesman. That's something, again, I've never seen in the sneaker community. How they executed it, what they did to the shoe, to give him his own colorway, at least his favorite colorway, and be able to kind of present that to the world. I think that that's amazing gesture on Anthony Edwards' part. But your boy Miltnificent, man, I am out. Let's do that ASAP. ASAP. Lace swap. Anthony Edwards, Nick's Gift. You guys, stay blessed.